All right, let's just talk about this. So, I've just come across this post from the Kenya Basketball Federation. They have made this post a few minutes ago. Then I just said, let me just give my raw reactions and opinions on this thing because, my God, this is the same script that they used last time. So, last time in the run up to the FIBA AfroCan of 2023, the Kenya Morans they headed into training camp late as usual, and they were looking towards getting them friendlies up. So they played against the Street League Select team, and they played against the South Sudanese players who are based in Kenya. And they had their another friendly against the Ikusidumas prior to flying to Angola. So I've just seen this, and it's just giving me flashbacks of what to expect, especially when it comes to what the Kenya Morans are going to produce and do. And it's just the same script. There's nothing that have changed. There's no different thing that they are doing right now. They're just going to use the same blueprint that they have been using all through the years. And in recent times, you have seen them do this not too long ago in the FIBA AfroCan. And they came out that time. They were very confident, saying that they got this, they can do it. Then what happened when they entered the AfroCan? They got knocked out. They lost the first game and lost two straight. They got knocked out of the tournament. And although they won the classification game, but at the time they won it, the game meant nothing at that time. And they lost their game against Tunisia, a classification game. The last and final game that they played, they had a very, very horrible and abysmal performance at that. So when I look at this this current development that you're seeing on the screen, it just raises eyebrows. And this is one of those things that when I look back at, it just shows you their mentality and how they are viewing this Afrobasket 2025. I feel like they're taking this thing as a joke. I feel like they're looking at this thing as if they are going to win it. And even I made a couple of videos talking about the matchups against Tunisia, Angola, and Guinea. Tunisia, the defending Afrobasket champions, they've won it twice. They're back-to-back champions, and they never lost a game in the FIBA Afrobasket. None. So they're the defending champions. So that one, off the bat, we can't win that one. Looking at Angola, the last time we met them in the Afrobasket, our record is 1-1, and I'm pretty sure the last game that we won that locked us up to qualify for the Afrobasket 2021, we talked a lot of smack, and there's a bit of grudge in there. So winning, so if Angola finds us, we can't win. And also, not to forget, these two teams, Angola and Tunisia, are the ones that did quite remarkable, especially when it came to the FIBA World Cup. FIBA World Cup qualifiers. You saw Angola; they made to the FIBA World Cup, so they are actually quite solid, and they are going to bring out the best roster that gave them that success when they were in the FIBA World Cup last year. So you're seeing these two teams are actually quite good, and they are formidable forces of the continent, and they are very difficult to beat. Then last but not least, we have Guinea. I even made a video. This was the game that I thought we could win, but on paper, I don't think Kenya has the ability to beat Guinea. Now, as you see the three tough teams that we have in our group, which is our Group E, preparing against the South Sudanese team who are locally based isn't going to cut it, honestly. They're just what is going on with the Kenya Basketball Federation and the Morans management. They're trying to lie to you and tell you that everything is okay. We can be able to beat them. We can be able to get this win and give us confidence to be able to go in. Forgetting that we already saw what you did last time. Last year you did the same thing. You went ahead and got the Street League Select team. You beat them. You considered the most points in there. Even I made a video talking about this whole situation. You went ahead and got the South Sudanese players, local-based players who play in Kenya. You did that. You won that. You won that game. Okay, that was actually quite good. winning those two games. Then after that, won against the Equity Dumas, which was fine, going out in a 3-0 record. But given like this type of contest, it's not befitting to get some to try to gauge your performance using this matchup. I don't think so. If it didn't work last time, what makes you think it's gonna work this time? Even I saw this something, I've never mentioned this, but there's this whole thing. They didn't want to film Kenya Morans games, especially when they were having those games against like the Street League Select, the South Sudanese local based players, and the Equity Dumas. They didn't want to film that because they thought that if they filmed those games, they're gonna give them away. The thing is, it doesn't matter right now what this team does. It's just going to be a bloodbath when they get to Tunisia for those qualifiers, because the mentality and attitude that they have is going to lead them to failure, and I'm not confident in what they're doing. They put out a provisional squad at the beginning of this year, and when the draw happened, even I made a post on Instagram. Make sure you check out NBA Kenya as well. And also, if you're watching this on NBA Kenya, follow there. Just hit the follow button. So when I even made a post talking about, we've in the draw, why aren't we like releasing the team that's gonna be there? So they will release the provisional list, and after they released the provisional list, they made a coaching change. So there's a new coach in there. So they have put this game. We don't know the players that are gonna play. We are yet to establish that, and we're in Wednesday. This game is supposed to happen 3 days from now, and they have not put the coach. The coach, you're not even sure if he's back. They still have Coach Cliff in there, who, he's that guy who you can't win with. You can say he's a certified loser. He's a losing coach. He was the one that was the head coach when the Kenya Morans went to the FIBA World Cup. Not the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Oh yeah, FIBA World Cup qualifiers and the FIBA African. He went to the FIBA World Cup qualifiers in that one window, and he lost 3 straight. So this is the assistant coach that they have decided to roll with. All right, the American coach, not American, but Australian coach, excuse me. The Australian coach, we don't even know if he's landed. We don't even know that. All right, we don't even know the team that has been selected. We don't know that. So that means they're doing things haphazardly, and this is just a recipe for failure right now. And there's nothing that they can do to convince us otherwise, because we already know they've done this thing time and time again. They tried lying to us last year that they don't even know if they're rebuilding or retooling. They still have the legacy players on the squad. I'm seeing new guys being put on the list or the provisional list. And even when the provisional list came out, I just said, you know what, they're just doing this thing for PR. They already know who is going, because the team is going to be selected by the cartels in there. And the cartels decide they're going to roll with this player, they're going to roll with this player. It doesn't matter if there's a high flyer athlete in there. They're not going to pick that guy. They're going to pick the players that they want. So even if the Kenya Morans win this game, it means nothing, because they're going to match up against reality will hit when they match up against Tunisia, Angola, and Guinea. And given like the way they are moving right now, they're just setting themselves up for failure. There's not enough time to prepare. They have less than 2 weeks to be able to like get in shape, and I'm not even less than 2 weeks. They have like 1.5 weeks if you start counting from today, because the other week, the intensity of training won't be the same, because they're just preparing, they're just fine-tuning what they have done. But there's not been any communication with training camp. The only thing that we have seen is the exhibition game against the Thunder and the Phenomenal Phenoms, which I covered already. And 7 players from the Thunder have been listed in the national team. We don't even know if they have been training. Okay, they have been training in their respective teams, which is okay. But given a situation where you have brought in all these players and you put them on the provisional list, There's no shortlisting or selection. Don't even know the head coach is gonna be there. So there's so much disorganization, and this will not assist in anything. They can, lie to you that when they win this game, they are ready, but they already did this thing last year, and we established that they were not ready yet. Last year, I made a video prior to the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, and even said this. No, FIBA, not even the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, the FIBA Afrochan. When I looked at those two games that they played against the Street League Select team and the South Sudanese local-based players, one thing I said, this is just a PR thing. It's just publicity. They're trying to show that the team can win. They're trying to have set up a matchup that's going to grab headlines so that people can forget the past. They're trying to do that, and it's going to flop the same way, because let me tell you, other teams have actual teams and actual coaching staff and have actual players who want to be in a serious tournament. Kenya is just Kenya is just there. It's just there in the abyss. There's no vision, no direction, and they're trying to do things for short-term glory. Like, let's say, for example, okay, not even for example, the Kenya Morans are going to be set up to win this game against the South Sudanese team. Actually, they're local-based. The last time the Kenya Morans played against the actual South Sudanese team that made the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, they got beat and they got eliminated in the AfroBasket in 2021. That's about 2.5 years ago. So the point is, even if they win this game, it doesn't make them ready for anything, because this is just going to give them a false sense of security, and they're going to think that they're going to win this game. So when I saw this graphic, I was just laughing. This is an absolute joke, man. It's an absolute joke. So I mean, I'll follow up this video with with another one as the news develops. So this is just going to be it's just going to be a continuous series. So if you want to get this type of news or feedback or analysis when it happens, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so that you get notified. And I'm out. Peace.